Hi guys, welcome back. So Sunday we did have our first official week of our Way of the Cobra white belt thing. We talked about our journeys and what obstacles we think we might incur and what goals we want to do. And we did learn a relative, because I'm only taking you on my journey, but we did learn that our biggest obstacle is ourselves. We are our biggest enemy. We are our biggest obstacle that we are going to need to overcome. So we are going to focus for the next one, which we are going to be reading the yellow belt. Yeah, the yellow belt next. So we are focusing on putting down our positives for the week. So that's how we are going to start our meeting next week, or this week, as our positives for the week. So far for the month that I ended with last Friday, I had, on our point thing, I had 735 points. So we'll see how that goes. We're just doing it for fun. We're trying to, have see who gets the most points. Just kind of keeping it fun and challenging. We went over what our goals are, and I did kind of bring mine down a little bit. I want to eat less carbs. I want to exercise every week. And I set some goals as to when I want to, I picked one room that I want to get organized, and I'd like to have that done by the end of the month. We went over the worksheets that we did as to what we picked and why we, what we picked and where we were. A lot of us, for the reasons why we needed a book, were pretty much the same. There was one or two differences for it. I actually wrote down as to why I picked those, so I can go back on that. I want to type that up. Again, I made copies of them, but we went through our activity sheets. So we did the quiz, the best describes us. And again, I wrote down why I feel that those are me. And then, of course, we did take the other one to see how many points we are. I was at 15 points. The higher your score, the closer you are to having the best time of your life. The lower your points, the closer you are to becoming a Cobra. That means, so don't quit reading. So both of them are all positives, is the way he writes it. It doesn't matter what your points are, it's still positive. So you turn everything into a positive. And again, I wrote down why I feel the ones I checked yes for are those ways. And then, of course, your traits are just at the end. So for me personally, I am going to type up my notes, and I had my binder. So I did my tabs as the belts. So here is my white belt, and then I will put all the pages and whatever I type up behind here, and then be ready for the yellow one. So my friend is making us stickers with the belts, so when we pass a belt, we are going to be able to put stickers onto our, sorry about that, my alarm went off. So we're going to put stickers onto our binders or our papers, and both books go by belts. So we should have white through black, and then again we should have another white through black. And then whatever books we decide to go with afterwards, it might be kind of cool to keep the theme up as when we pass something to do the belts, just because that's what we started with. Or maybe we'll think of something other stickers to do. So it will keep us motivated, it will keep us on track, and we get some kind of reward for it to say, hey, look, we passed, but we are doing them all together. So we do want to pass everything together. So if we know one of us does something and the other one doesn't feel ready to move on, we can go back and review. And so we're all moving on at the same time and together. So that was our white belt. And basically all we did was pick our goals and think of what obstacles we were going to run into with those. You know, some of my biggest obstacles are at work. We have a lot of junk food and we have a lot of, you know, people bringing stuff in. And it's hard sometimes when you're stressed out or you're really busy and you don't think you're going to get lunch to grab that piece of candy or whatever else. So we're encouraging each other to not do that and to stay on track with what we want and we want to achieve. So we can encourage each other to achieve. So, you know, we check in throughout the week. When we're having a bad day or a bad moment, we post something in our group and we're like, hey, help me out here. And then we help lift each other up. So this is a wonderful activity to do with others because then you have that support system. So I definitely recommend checking this book out. Again, get a group of friends together. You know, encouraging each other and help make yourself a better you. So our theme is New Year, New You. And we're going to do it the way of the Cobra way. The Way of the Cobra by Sean Kamen. So that was our week 1. And I will recap you next week after our meeting. Hopefully not so many days after our meeting. And let you know where we're going. So this is our first week's journey. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you.